Everyone. Today our topic is the about human mind. The human mind. Human mind means the thing which controls our body and our actions. And the human minds contain that perception, observing, learning, thinking, memory, wisdom, and actions and behavior. Which that actions we actually take. That human mind is a continuous cycle. It's just not a list in at each stage of mind feeds into next, and the actions look back to observing again. Now you can see this flowchart clearly that the first thing occurs in the human mind is perception, and then it moves to observing, then observing moves to thinking, and thinking moves to learning then will be stored in memory, and memory will be maintained as wisdom, and wisdom as forwarding to doing that actions and continuing that behavior, and all the things in last final, then recycling, I mean moving back to observing, and this circle will be remain same, observing, thinking, like blah blah blah, something same, the circle continuous. In simple words, our input is perception and observing, and the process of the mind is thinking, learning, then our output is memory and wisdom and the actions what we done in real life. Then thing first thing is perception. Perception is the thing where information enters the mind through our senses, and what we choose on while what we choose to focus on means what we are focusing, that the thing will enter into our mind through our senses or any attention or any focus. We move to an example of perception. Having your name called in the noisy room. If you are present in a noisy room, if someone calls your name, then we will automatically turn towards them. This is called attention or a focus. Then we move to next thing. Next thing is observing. Observing is the process where we actively notice and we perceive, and including noticing ourselves also. Means when someone is calling us, we turn towards them, and then we're trying to observe them what they are trying to say to us by observing them or noticing them, or think or then they what are discussing what they are trying to say. Now we move to an example of observing. Catching a friend's change in tone during a chat. When we are chatting with your friends in a mobile, suddenly when your friend's voice tone is changes, then we try to observe why it changes. Is he is not or anything, why it happened. This is called observing. Then we move to thinking. Thinking is the thought shape what happens in the mind. Thinking is the process where the process of observed things what we have already observed, that the things happen in by reasoning and decisions. Means thinking is the process of what we observed through reasoning and decisions. It will make the decisions what we have actually observed through decisions and some feedbacks and some growth, etc. Now we move to an example. We suppose if we are playing an game, so we suppose if we lost some rounds, then after losing some more rounds, we move better and gaining and winning the game. It feels like we are observing and thinking and then making decisions and then doing the things correctly. And the next thing is learning is the process where we make mistakes and then we rectify them, and we will increase our growth and maintain our stability and rebuild ourselves with understanding. We can make learning more simpler with more practice and with some feedbacks and some growthing principles. So now we move to next thing. Memory is the step where we can store all the things which we have already learned. Okay, memory is the thing. It is a two types: short term memory and long term memory. Short term memory means it will last maybe in 1 hour, 1 day, or 1 week, something in by nearly few days. And the long term memory is which is stored for a large days or large years or something. Example, if we need to remember a phone number for the dial, we can remember for that because of the dial. Anything, nothing, if we are not able to dial to that number, then after the few days, then we will automatically forget that number. So memory is the process where we can actually stores the information. The next thing is wisdom. Wisdom is the process where the good decisions will be taken with the formation of memory and our real life experience. Wisdom will comes under our experience and values what we are giving, that the things etc. So when we move to example, knowing when to speak up and when to stay quiet. We need to know that when we need to talk if someone is talking, and also we need to know when to stop something that happened in the any conversation. This is the thing that actually the wisdom tells you. And then we move to next thing. Next thing is behavior and actions. Behavior and actions means the thing which is the process of combining wisdom and thinking in the real responses, decisions, and actions. Wisdom and thinking. Wisdom means making the good decisions. Thinking means making the decisions. By combining both of things, then the mind will do that the things in the real life. We choose an example. Okay, the example is actually applying what we have learned in the real life. Now we are going what if we have learned something, anything game or any studies in your free time, then we try to apply them in the real applications or real world problems, try to solve them. These are the things what the mind actually tells us from starting to ending. And this the cycle that continues, not by breaking or stopping. You can observe that perception, observing, thinking, learning, memory, wisdom, on the backing to observation. After that, actions that I've made, then that cycle automatically moves to observation. Then this the process that will automatically continuous, and the thing will remains continuous. Thank you. That's it for this lecture.